guys, I'm not here to drop black pills, but what is going on in our Supreme Court? Justice John Roberts once again siding with the left about whether or not to allow Pennsylvania to count ballots 3 days after Election Day. Insanity. My name is Lucius Cole. If you like this type of content, go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course leave a comment if you think I deserve it. The Cole Factory hitting almost 500 subscribers thanks to people like you. With that said, John Roberts siding with the left, stating that Pennsylvania will be allowed to count ballots up to 3 days after the election. And maybe you're just thinking, you know what, this isn't a big deal. It's not a big deal. You know, it's going to be fair, etc. What I really want you to think about is this. It's Election Day, 2020. Pennsylvania's coming up. Donald Trump has won the state of Pennsylvania. Only for 3 days later, Joe Biden has won the state of Pennsylvania. This is opening up our election to fraud at the highest level. Not only within our own electorate, but also from foreign meddling. What about all those lefties that are constantly saying, Russia, Russia, Russia? What about China, Iran? This makes it so easy for not only the United States, but also other countries to come in and then say, you know what, I think we're going to flip this on its head. It really does boggle the mind. Because these people are going to know the exact number of ballots and votes that they need in order to take Pennsylvania. It really does boggle the mind. And it really makes you wonder, is John Roberts compromised? There have been rumblings that allegedly he was actually on the Epstein Lolita Express with actual logs. Is it the same John Roberts? I really want to know, because some of the questions coming out of the Supreme Court and the rulings of John Roberts go directly against the Constitution. With that said, for those of you who don't know Viva Frei and Robert Barnes, Robert is amazing. He really does. He's very, very skilled at what he does. He's a lawyer. He actually used to be a Clinton operative, and now he is on the right side of history, breaking it down for the people. With that said, we're going to go into this clip here about what exactly is going on in Pennsylvania and what's going on in our Supreme Court. Take a look.
I do think Pennsylvania's law is going to be struck down by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court should make a decision this week, because what happened in Pennsylvania is it was entirely judicially created. And listen to what they did in Pennsylvania. Not only can your ballot come in 3, 4, 5 days, I forget whether it's 3 or 5 days after Election Day, it doesn't even have to be postmarked on Election Day.
Let me see if I got this straight. So you're telling me that the postmarks on the ballots don't even need to be on the date of the election? What? And for reference, this podcast was posted before the decision. And that is a huge mistake that Robert Barnes made. He didn't think about the way that John Roberts was going to vote on this. And a huge part of it was that Brett Kavanaugh had previously set a ruling that stated in states, for example Nevada, that actually passed voting laws legislatively, meaning by the people, those laws would stay in place. Where places like Pennsylvania, where they used the judiciary and they simply used it by edict, those laws would then be struck down. Oh, how wrong we were, ladies and gentlemen. And with that said, it gets much, much worse.
The rule is, under Pennsylvania Supreme Court, which is a democratically controlled Supreme Court, which also completely redistricted all the congressional districts before 2018 to help give Democrats a huge edge in the redistricting there. They came in and they said a ballot has to be presumed to have been postmarked prior to Election Day, even if it has no postmark or if the postmark is afterwards, unless you prove that ballot was not mailed by Election Day, which is almost impossible when the postmark is an irrelevant piece of evidence.
So the postmark isn't an admissible piece of evidence about whether or not to determine if a vote was casted on Election Day? Can somebody explain to me this line of reasoning? And for all of those lefties screaming, Russia, Russia, foreign interference, do you not see that this is setting a precedent for massive fraud from foreign nations for the foreseeable future? And not only that, but states and the lower courts can then use this decision of the Supreme Court to then enact their own laws to allow ballots to be counted after Election Day. This makes no sense whatsoever. John Roberts has completely screwed the Supreme Court up. I honestly believe it is of my opinion that he is compromised. I have no idea what's going on, but how does this follow jurisprudence? It makes zero sense whatsoever. You are allowing fraud to come in right through the back door. Because not only do people within the government or foreign nations now know the exact amount of ballots they need to win a state, which then furthermore pushes win the election. I wish I could say it gets better, guys, but take a look.
My argument that all ballots should be by election day because the federal statute says that, and that's what most of Trump's legal analysis was from his team, is likely not going to be followed because Kavanaugh didn't talk about it at all in that decision where they concurred. But because Pennsylvania is all judicially engrafted anyway, I think it's going to be reversed, and I think Pennsylvania is going to have ballots reported by election day.
Wrong. And for those of you lefties who are worried about the Supreme Court becoming too Republican, don't worry, because you have John Roberts right there coming right in through the back door. I know you guys like that backdoor stuff, lefties. With that said, I don't know what else to say, guys. This is going to cause massive waves throughout the entire election cycle, and let's just pray that we have a safe and fair election. You can see that clearly that the states are doing everything in their power to undermine the legitimacy of what's going on right now, and we just have to continue to fight back. If you like this type of spicy content, my name is Lucius Cole. Go down below, like, subscribe, share, and of course leave a comment if you think I deserve it. We are almost up to 500 Patriots strong thanks to people like you watching this content. I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Coltrane, peace. Choo-choo!